Hi everyone, this will be part 3 of the engine build, and what we're going to be doing now is put this cush drive in. And if you remember, when we took out the needle rollers, they came out of here, so we need to clean that up and pack them in grease basically. I got given a handy tip which I haven't got with me at the moment, which is when you put them in grease, just put a small rubber band to hold them in place, and then as you start it, just take the rubber band out of the way, because that's basically it home. So what we're going to do is I'm just giving that a wipe and checking the gears that they are nice, which they are. And again, this was a new bearing in here prior to me, you can see where I've preened them over, prior to me rebuilding the cush drive on this bike. So what I'm going to do is just start it off. So put it in, find the hole, and by the hole I mean that mounting hole there. And put it in, just start it off in that hole. There we go. And what we're going to do now is pack them in grease one at a time, which are in here. Remember, I put them in a plastic bag to keep them safe. And I'm going to put them on there, and I'm going to wipe every single one of them down before putting them in grease. So right, get some grease, pack it around there. In fact, we can pull that out while we're packing the for the sake of this video, I'm just going to stand that up while I clean all of these rollers one by one and stick them in. Again, you don't want any dirt in any roller or any surface that the roller bearings go on, or any bearing for that matter. And I'm just going to stick one in at a time. One. It's a bit tedious, I know, but that's number 2. In fact, let me cut away while I'm doing that. I'll bring that down and I'll save that for a sec. Yeah, I've got enough in there anyway. So I think I was talking to myself there. So I'll put the drive on, tighten this nut, the washers, and just crimp that up. Hopefully I did catch that. I'm not 100% sure, so I wasn't sure if the camera was on or not. And what I'm looking for now is our 2 washers out of our ice cream tin or plastic jar, and they are the ones with the heart shape on them. That's the circlip for it. And the 2, there they are, found them. The 2 satin washers. I'm just going to stick them bits back in the box. And again, I'm just going to give all of this a wipe. Don't want no dirt. I keep sort of saying it, but the last thing you want is dirt anywhere. Grit. That'll destroy everything you're doing. Right, so I'm just going to put a dab of oil in on the axle. That's it. cleaning up 2 washers. So our number 1 satin washer, hopefully you can see that it's got the satin shape in it. I hold it like that, you will be able to see it. So number 1 goes in there as a spacer. Then this drive cog goes on here and it's oiled, and then I'm just going to clean up this one. Again, making sure there's no grit anywhere. Stick that on top, and then all we got then is our circlip, which just goes on over the top. The best way to do this is with a screwdriver. I'll see how this one goes. Just clip it over and you just open it up with a screwdriver. Don't drop it in an engine, especially if you've built the engine. That's the last thing you want to do. Camera in the way again. Screwdriver. Here's my Swiss Army knife. Not that one, that one. That circlip's on, it's in the clip. Just making sure. I'll get the knife blade again. Wherever she's gone there. I'm just putting the knife blade. That's a little bit further in than I think it should be. No, it's not. That's in. So it's going around. Perfect. And we've got our float on there now, and that spins again really nicely. Remember, we've got the drive shaft that drives the auto lube mechanism fed off of here. Right, what I can do is put these rubbers back that go around the back brake mechanism. So we've got one seal rubber there. Roll that into place. That stops water and petrol and oil mixture coming down the engine and basically going onto your shoes. And then we've got this double one which goes over the 2 shoe pivots like so. And then we've got a single one which should be on here. There it is. Goes over the brake lever mechanism. And like everything, you know, Vespa have had years and years to sort stuff out, or Piaggio I should say. That can go in a second. What we can do now is put some grease on our mechanism. I'm just going to give that a wipe again, clean it up, then repack it with grease. Which is under here. Like so. And then we'll poke our mechanism in. In fact, put just a dab of grease to ease it going in. What I was saying with Piaggio having years and years to perfect all this stuff, you can build up all of this mechanism if you remember, I want to spray up the plate that goes behind because it's a little bit rusty towards the back end. So you just poke that home like so, and that's what I was saying, all of this can be built up without the plate needing to be in place. So they're all parts we're putting on the frame, or the engine I should say, and we're not losing any parts then, are we, on our quest to build this engine. So that's the shims for the gearbox. We'll go through that on the next video. And here's our mechanism, which I've cleaned up, and if I stick these screws back in again, because I don't want to lose them. In actual fact, I think I've dropped one on the floor, so because I can't see it on the worktop. That's why I'm saying you need somewhere to put all your screws so you don't lose them. Swiss Army knife to the rescue. I say I'm not screwing them all the way in, I'm just screwing them so they don't fall out. And they've got quite a clean floor at the moment, so it's not like I won't be able to find them, and it's not dropped on the floor. So there you go, it shows me what I know. So what we will need is a cotter pin. So I'll just screw that back in there, and then we'll move our grease out of the way and our oil. So Woodruff key there, and our grease out of the way. And then we'll just turn this around so you can see it. Now if you're looking under here, which you probably can't see, spin that around a bit, that's where the mechanism is that this goes on. So our shoes are roughly there, so we need our bracketry to go on like so. So pull the armature through until it clears that part and stick it on. Stick it through a bit. Again, this is another job which takes seconds. In fact, let me stand up again so I can see what I'm doing. Another few second job. And that's it in. And if I spin that around, I don't know if you can see that, but that's where the cotter pin goes through. So I just need to get a cotter pin, put that through, and then our second job's done for today. That's our cotter pin. It just needs bending out the way now. You can do that with pliers or your fingers or whatever you've got. I'm going to use a screwdriver. I'm pushing that side away and this side towards me. Turn it around. One side done, that side away from me, and again all the way up. I'm doing this by feel, you have to excuse me. Right, and then put it tight, and that's it. That's our back brake mechanism in line, basically that way round it pulls, and that's lovely and free and greased up nice. It doesn't need to be that long. I suppose if the cotter pin gives way, then it can't, again it can only move to there. I think they're trying to be safety conscious, because the shoes won't let the mechanism move in towards the hub, and they've only left a tiny gap there. I don't know why they've done like that. Maybe it was easier just to machine it. But this video's done, and thanks for watching again. Cheers for now. Bye.